Welcome to Gather for Wellness Radio. I'm your host, Becky Litwicky, and it's Wellness Wednesday, which means we get to connect with another kindred spirit to expand our health and happiness and move one step closer to discovering our own magic formula for optimal wellness. Get ready for a pick-me-up. My guest today is Debrina Wright. Debrina received her training from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, where she learned more than 100 dietary theories and studied a variety of practical lifestyle coaching methods. Drawing on that knowledge, she helps others create a completely personalized roadmap to health that suits their unique body, lifestyle, preferences, and goals. She is so full of passion and enthusiasm for living life full out, and today, she's here to shine a bit of light on all of us. Here's a sneak peek.
Crazy, because for me, like I said, that was a big thing. Like, that was something that my body, I was used to having Monday through Friday for years. And so that was a big change. But the thing is making that one big change for me and seeing the change that happened, like the results from that, I was like, man, it's like, imagine, okay, so all these little things, you know, that I'm not addicted to, accustomed to. Imagine like what can happen from that. And so that's what I, start kind of looking and seeing where I can make those other changes, because I was able to accomplish something that I thought initially was going to not be possible. And it was so possible.
Debrina, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to chat with you today.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. Can you start by telling the listeners kind of how you got to where you are today and why you're so passionate about what you've been doing?
Ooh, yeah. It's been a journey. It was a journey that I didn't even realize I was on, just kind of living life. I've always been passionate about food. My dad was in the kitchen a lot. My grandmother, my mom's mom, I was that grandchild that was at her side helping with prep and with everything. Totally understood the feeling of food and family, and wanted to be a part of that process of making people happy. So food has like just kind of been my life. I love beautiful things. I'm attracted visually. I'm a visual learner. So when stuff attracts my attention through shapes and textures, and colors, it was another reason why I love beautiful food and realize that beautiful food most of the time tastes just as beautiful as it looked.
Yes.
most
of the time.
Crazy stuff. And then just, it's always been a sense of community. My grandmother had foster children. It was the home that if anyone was in transition, they can come to. My mom kind of just carried that through, and she ended up being that person. I'm the first grandchild, the oldest sibling. It's just always been a sense of community. So I've come up volunteering. I've come up cooking. I've come up around a lot of people and the understanding of a support system and a network through the good, bad, and ugly. And as an adult, I went through things and understood how that really helped you. I lost my parents early.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks, sorry. And it was crazy because it was like 3 months apart, and they were separated. So like going through that one, my mother was cancer. My dad's kind of unknown. My sister and I could have been so a broken heart, but so you start seeing that. I was in my mid-20s, and it's just, you really start reflecting on your own life and your own decisions and making sure you live life to the fullest, because they were, late 40s when they passed. So it's been a journey. Yeah. It's been a journey.
So was that kind of like a wake-up call for you? Like, even though you grew up with maybe being inspired by beautiful food, which I think is cool that you recognize that. I think so many people want beauty in their life, but they don't like define that, so then it's hard to know, hard to seek that out if you've not like taken time to define that. So I love that you have done that. But do you think like, where was your health at when you experienced the loss of your parents? Was that kind of like a wake-up call for you? Is that when you started pursuing like IIN and things like that?
So my health was pretty good. I've always, like, my dad was athletic. I grew up, I mean, pretty much anything they can put me in. I was in martial arts, I was in dance, I was running track pretty much from the age of like 6, and track is like my passion and my love. Even today, like, I see a track and I just want to run. But I've always, I've been an athlete, so I've had that lifestyle. I remember in high school, like, I would help out the family and I would cook 2 separate dinners. There was, dinner for the family, and there was the dinner for myself, the athlete who ate a certain way. But the turning point really was with my mother. So my mother was diagnosed with lung cancer, stage 4. And they pretty much was like, there's not really much we can do about it. And she was like, no, we can. And she turned to food. That was never her thing. That was my father's thing. They divorced when I was 10. So yeah, that was never her thing. And with medicine, with chemo and stuff like that, which she didn't help, but she turned to food and healed herself.
Wow.
And it was amazing. It was amazing, like, to see that and to experience that and to have that confirmation that food can do that. Then it was the turning point because, again, that wasn't her normal lifestyle. At this point she was, 46, so pretty much 45 of her years, she didn't grow up with understanding that food was medicine. It wasn't until she needed it to be medicine that she understood that. Yeah. So once she was healed, she thought it was okay to slip into bad habits, essentially, in which she started back to slowly kind of start smoking, and cancer came back full blown, and the unfortunate happened.
Right.
But going through that, it was definitely a hard time, but it was a learning lesson for me. Just like, wow, that really just happened. There was a serious sickness, and her diet and the herbal teas and the mushrooms, the stuff that she was putting in her body from the earth, removed that from her and healed her. And then as soon as she turned to put the toxins back in, it immediately just was like, nope.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was, I vowed at that point to make sure whatever I do to keep my body as healthy as possible.
Yeah. Wow, that's powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I think another part of when you hear about cancer, I think a lot of people do think, about the things like that they're putting into their body. But I think another large part of it, which maybe more people are starting to understand now, but is kind of like our emotional state of being and, the thoughts that we have. And I know that you're big on the desire map, which I'm working through right now and absolutely loving. I was actually doing a little bit this morning. It's just so interesting to me. I know I'm so in love with it. It's taken me a while. I've been working on the book I started reading it like a month or 2 ago, but I've been reading all these other books that kind of align with it. And it's interesting how many times I'm like, okay, this will all, like, I think it'll all end up just like melding together wonderfully. But it's been really cool. But can you talk about, for people who maybe haven't experienced Desire Map, like what it is and how it really differs from like a traditional goal setting program?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So kind of fast forwarding from that situation. So that happened a little over 10 years ago for me. And in that time, I had I've had 2 boys. I married and divorced. I was living in a part of the world that did not connect with the person who I am. I'm from LA. I'm a coastal girl. I'm a free-spirited beach bum who wants to eat fresh fruit and take in the air and sunshine. I ended up in the Midwest. Loved it, but it just didn't connect with the person I was and the spirit that I had. And so I went through some some hard times
Yeah.
that was different for me. These were feelings I wasn't used to dealing with, and still tried to stay smiling through it and be the happy-go-lucky me.
Mm.
And realized I was battling things that I didn't, and I was trying to take steps the traditional way.
Mm.
I tried to do this. I was now in an area where the lifestyle was a certain way. For me, I considered it dated.
Yeah.
Again, it was just a different style.
Mm-hmm.
And you did things in a certain manner, in a certain fashion. And I'm a respectful person, and I love experiencing things and cultures and experiences. So I definitely was taking that in, but it was kind of the mindset is you you set your goal and you make these things, and you achieve it. So you say, I want to get this degree.
Mm-hmm.
This is what needs to happen for me to get this degree. And it's, I need to take this many classes. I need to hit this standard or this step by this time and then this time.
Mm-hmm.
And that type of structure doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
I need to be, okay, what is it that I want? What do I want to feel? What is the person I want to be? Okay, I want to be someone who loves food and share, and as a servant of the community, I want to help women go through the stuff that I've gone through, and I now understand.
Mm-hmm.
So then from there, it's like, okay, so now let's work backwards. I want to feel this way. What do I need to do to get there?
Yeah.
And so that's when I realized, okay, I don't want to be a middle school math teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a health coach. I want to be a nutrition coach. I want to be a lifestyle coach. I want to be a fitness coach. I want to work with women who are going through or have gone through what I've experienced, because I don't know everything, and I'm on the same journey also, but I have experience, and I've noticed that people are very comfortable with sharing with me. I love sharing resources and tools and anything that I can to help people, and to definitely make sure people smile. Like, you have to be happy, and I remember even with going through my divorce, I'm like, but you have kids, and I was like, if I'm not happy, they can't be happy.
Yes.
And that's something that's really hard. There's a lot of people that they'll, and everyone's choice is their own. I'm not telling people what to do, but I know what worked best for me is that I could not have myself, what I say, in a state of misery and expect it to come off as happiness to my children, who I want to have healthy lives, and to be strong men, and let them understand that you have the choice to live the way you deserve to live.
Yes.
And it's all in your choices, and not wasting time. And just go for it. Everything's a learning experience, and that's what I take from it. Everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's like my thing. Like, you're going to deal with crap, and that crap makes you a better person.
Yeah. Have you read Warrior Goddess by Heather Ashimura?
Nope, but I will put it on my list.
Yeah, I'm just getting into it. I've had like Divine Feminine come up to my, like, it just keeps like resurfacing, and so I'm just now getting into it. But all the things that you're saying are so in line with that. Like, they're talking about basically how life is cyclical. Like, there's ups and downs, and like as long as we don't attach to, like, when we have attachment to an outcome, that's when there's disappointment. And like you said, like with the divorce, like for you, that could have been a really positive thing, but a lot of people see that as like, this negative thing. But I think it's all just in the way that we approach it, and the expectations we have of certain things.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll tell people in a minute. I'm like, I'm happily divorced and I'm happily married. I'm remarried. My husband now, I, I I would never have appreciated him the way that I appreciate him now if I didn't go through that. I
Hmm.
probably wouldn't even have him if I didn't go through that, because I I wouldn't have an idea, or I wouldn't have any clue of what I deserve.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So going through that, I was like, okay, this is what I thought, but this isn't really what I should have. This isn't who I was meant to be with, or the type of person in that sense.
Yeah.
So like my current husband, my level of appreciation and gratitude for him and everything that we have is amazing.
Hmm.
And that it wouldn't be to the level it was if I didn't go through that. And
Hmm.
I appreciate that. It's
Hmm.
fine with me. And it's funny that you mentioned that divine femininity. It sounds like that's probably one of your CVFs, your core desire feelings.
Hmm.
That was one that was strong for me.
Hmm.
But I ended up more related to Shakti,
Yes.
which is the female principle of divine energy.
Hmm.
Um, so my CDFs are my core desire feelings is Shakti, devotion, gratitude, ease, and wanderlust. Those are my fives, and that balances me. And of course, your CDFs can change based off of your stage and what you need at that moment, but that's kind of what's been at the forefront for
Hmm.
probably about the last year.
Okay. How often do you think, because I know like Danielle in the book talks about how she stuck with hers for quite some time before she shifted. Like, how long do you think they typically last, or stay true?
I think when you feel the urge to go through the book again,
Mm. Yeah.
when you feel it's that time, and like once you've gone through it, you have a certain way about yourself,
Hmm.
um, and so you start to become more in tune to who you are and your needs, and again setting those goals based off your soul and what your soul needs, as
Yes.
opposed to just what society says what you should be doing in the way, or just for the sake of having a to-do list. For the
Hmm.
sake of having goals, you need to have that based off of where you're currently at, and also where you desire to go. And so what happens is once you reach that, then it's time to reevaluate. So I like to do what I call, where I'll say, audit and edit.
Hmm.
And so that's when you take that moment and you sit back. Usually it might be for me what I call kind of a mini retreat or a mini business retreat,
Yeah.
where I'll, and I can be local. I'll go get a room for the night or for the weekend,
Uh-huh.
something like that, or take a little road trip, or, something that's me time to take that time to actually audit everything that I've done, since the last audit per se. So some people can be yearly, it can be 6 months, it can be 2 years, 3 years, wherever you kind of set your moment, or whenever you wrap up a big project or movement. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Audit what you've done, what's worked, what didn't work, adjustments that are going to happen, and then that's when you edit. And so that's a time where I might reevaluate my core desire feelings
Mm-hmm.
and shift it. For me, I guess you can say this might be something I do probably yearly, because I do have my themes of the year. So like last year for 2015, for me, it was clarity.
Mm.
And that was big, because that's when I started. I I signed up December of 2014,
Okay.
um, to officially. I finally found the program that was best for me and what I needed,
Yes.
in order to serve. And so I I signed up. So that month was really big. So I signed up for IIN. I became a licensed desire map facilitator.
Awesome.
Um, and then a couple months later, I actually also had signed up for um, Marie Forleo's B School. I call
Mm.
that, for me, that was my Holy Trinity. Um, I was like, that was my Holy Trinity. That was what I needed,
Yes.
for me to have clarity and know exactly, and of course, I mean, not say exactly, to have the best clarity of how I wanted to serve. And so that's what 2015 was about. It was finding out, I knew I wanted this, I wanted food, I wanted health, I wanted healthy life, I wanted individuality, I wanted dreamers to become doers. I wanted to help make that shift happen. And so it was for me to find clarity on how I wanted to serve, what type of products I wanted to have, where I wanted my focus. I like to call myself a Renaissance woman, so I had to learn to reel myself in and really choose how to not be all over the place with it.
There's so many good ideas.
It's so much. I mean, I'm the Post-it queen. There's Post-it. Matter of fact, even right now, I'm sitting here on this podcast with you on this talk, and I'm looking at 5 Post-its that are just randomly just here, just with notes. But 2015 was amazing, and I wrapped up. So when I did my audit and edit, at the end of the year, I decided 2016 was definitely going to be the year of sisterhood. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew the message, and I wanted my goddesses to hear it. And so that's what it's been. That's what it is now. It's building that community, building that tribe, that sisterhood, and wanting to make sure we all have the healthy and the happiest lifestyle possible, not just with soul, but mental, physically, financially, emotionally, because I've gone through some stuff. And you try to stay strong, and you want to be there and not let people see your weaknesses. Yes. But I mean, like I've been fighting and dealing with stuff myself, and it's time to come to light and get that support that I'm offering also from my sisters. I want people to understand also why I share and I eat certain things I do. I've been dealing with autoimmune symptoms and a leaky gut, which I've learned more about coming through the nutritional program and learning that, there's a reason why my joints and my wrists ache and they're swollen in the morning when I get up, a reason why no matter what I thought I was doing or eating right or doing, I still couldn't lose that last bit of weight. Why I have brain fog. I was like, maybe I just got too much going on. And it was like, no, I sleep and my digestive issues and the mental stress that started to happening and the doubt. And I was like, no. I was like, nah. No. That's not me. That's not me. What's going on? And I really stepped back and really have been taking a look at it. And it's definitely, I've made a transition, and it's been a wonderful thing. So I honestly speaking, I'm about 95% correctly on my diet. I do, apple weakness, gummy bears and stuff like that. Red vines just kind of takes me back to the drive-in when I was done. But it's funny how I do, I can tell when I take in something that I shouldn't, or that doesn't work well with me. I was the Starbucks lady, Monday through Friday, venti soy chai, no water with whip. That was my order. They knew it. D, we got you. If there was a new barista or somebody at the register who messed up the order on the cup, when they came down the line, they knew what the correct one was. And I remember I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I remember saying something that was like, soy gives women muffin tops. I was like,
oh,
what?
No.
I was like, I've been doing this for years, 20 days a week. I mean, a month. I was like, oh my God. And so I remember, now mind you, I love Starbucks. I will still always forever be a Starbucks junkie. I just make different choices.
Yes.
But I remember when I was like, you know what? I'm going to go 2 weeks without my traditional drink. I'm going to go 2 weeks. Lost weight immediately. It was interesting. What I started doing instead was doing tea, just herbal tea.
Yeah.
I don't really like sweeteners and sweets anyway, so whenever I take tea, I do not put anything in it. It's just my hot water tea. I'll put lemon, in it or whatnot. But like that was like, whoa, this just really happened. Like I didn't change anything else. I didn't change how active I was. I didn't change what I was eating. I didn't change anything else but that one simple thing. And so that for me, I knew there was something that didn't sit well with me. And for me, it was the soy, So I was like, I shouldn't do that.
Right.
And then so I started kind of playing with things, the elimination diet, because it was something I had learned. I was like, I need to start implementing these things on myself and really see, practice what it's free. How am I going to teach you or share something with you if I haven't experienced it?
Right.
Like I knew because I know how I've grown up and what I've experienced, and I've eaten a certain way. But it was like getting down to the nitty gritty of my body and really, really getting in tune. It was amazing because I had gotten in tune with who I was as far as what my soul and what my desires were, what I wanted to be, but like listening to my actual body and the physical signs and the physical cries that were happening was amazing. So I was like, okay, I did a total 180, a pantry cleanse. Again, a husband who supports me completely and was like, he would look at me like, I know you're not about to eat that. You said you were going to do this. And I'm like, okay, thank you. As I, roll my eyes and walk away.
Right.
But I'm grateful for that. And
yes.
So, yes, I've totally, probiotics every day. I take my supplements. I have totally indulged in the life of essential oils. I am active again. I work out to the point where I'm now a fitness coach, and I'm actually looking at being certified in the next probably month or two to actually teach. Like finally finding and understanding and having the time in there myself to really balance it all out. Like I really can have it all, essentially. It's been so much fun. Like I literally run home, like to work out and dance in my living room, and the transformation has been fabulous. I finally see results because I'm physically active. I'm happy. I'm eating how I should, and it's been amazing and it's awesome. And April 10th, I'll be 40, and I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, congratulations and happy birthday. I'm so excited for it. I'm like beaming right now, but just thinking about how much like lighter you feel and how much more happiness you have. It's awesome.
It is. It's amazing. I have, because I hit 39, and there was this kind of like, even though there was this clarity and there was all this that was happening that I wanted to do, it's still in the back of my mind. It hit that I was going to hit 40, and what I had experienced with my parents came back up.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, man, they were in their 40s. My grandmother, my mom's mom, was 53 when she passed. Cancer, a different type of stomach cancer. My dad's parents, so his mother I never met. She passed away of uterine cancer. His father passed away when I was 6 months old. Not sure exactly what that was, but I'm sure it was something not good. Obviously, because it's young. So like all those feelings start coming up. It's like, oh my God, I believe people come to that point of when you hit, those milestones. When you're 21, 25, 30, 40, there's those things that hit. And for me, that was a floodgate.
Yes.
That's what I was just like, okay. So, it's like I have to make changes because I have to live longer. I had my boys young. They're, my youngest actually just turned 7 a few weeks ago. My oldest will be 11 in May. So it's like, they're still young, and I gotta be there, and we still have to have fun, and I need to be well and active because they're boys, and I'm really like physical with them.
Yeah.
And like I still want to stay physical, but I'm like, but there's times where I'm really tired and I'm sluggish, and and my body aches, and I don't understand why this is happening. I'm a pescatarian, for God's sake. Like, why do I feel like this? What's coming up? And so to get to this point of understanding that I really needed, there was a missing link for me. And I love dancing. I've always danced, I used to, do talent shows, no Beyonce or nothing like that, but I, hey babe.
I think it's fun though. So many people like ignore that, right? Like they think like, oh, I got to go work out, and they picture themselves like running. Like that's the default. It's like if you're going to eat healthy, you eat chicken and salad, and if you're going to run or if you're going to like work out, you're going to run, but like there's so much more diversity than that.
It is so much more. Like at work, I'm in a cubicle. I have a day job, excuse me, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, which is awesome. I love it. So at my desk, I went shopping. I went and got me a beautiful glass, a bowl. I have a small plate, and I have a dinner plate. And I keep it at my desk. Oh, and I have a coffee mug, a beautiful coffee mug from Starbucks. But I keep these on my desk. And when I eat, I plate my food, even at work. If I go and grab a salad from Trader Joe's, it's in a nice little cute little plastic container, I dump it out and I plate my food. I honor my body by honoring the food that I put in my body. I drink water all day. I drink tea all day, but it's in my mug. My water is in my beautiful glass, so I drink it. It's awesome. I have my lemon slices in there, or my lemon oils that I drop in there. But it's like not only am I doing it for myself, though, my coworkers see that.
Yes, a good example.
It's an example, and now there's mugs everywhere.
You've inspired them.
There's fun mugs, and the personality shows, and I love it. But it's like I honor your food. It fuels your body. It's like, if you're going to make sure you respect your vehicle and you put in the right gas in there, or the right oil or washer, all these different things in our life that we make sure we maintenance appropriately, and we do the same thing to your body. You have to, you get an oil change every 3,000 miles or 3 months. Do the same thing with your body. Every 3 months, go through, 3-4 months, do a reset, do a refresh, do a detox. Because we don't have toxins that are just based off our food. Because even if you're eating right, and there's your environment.
Yes.
There's toxins in your everyday environment. So go through and cleanse that. And I noticed that affects, your body and what you're doing, and the seasonal changes. I grew up in California, in Southern California, because there's a difference. I grew up, so there was, dealing with that. And I moved to Dallas, Texas, and oh my gosh, that's when I found out allergies were real. I was like, this is a real thing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I was, in Kansas City for a while, and then now I'm in Boston. And so I've been in different parts and different regions, and I'm getting an understanding of the balance of how to even respond or react to your surroundings.
Right. Yeah, that's huge.
It's amazing.
I totally appreciate that you pointed out that you plate your food. So my husband and I had gotten into this habit of eating dinner on almost a daily basis, like in front of the TV, watching shows that were like drama, so intense, like gun action and stuff. And I was like, what am I doing to myself? Like, I'm trying to kick the habit. We're having dinner at the table again, no TV. But I think just to kind of embrace that whole, like, the whole plating thing, and to make it beautiful and to make it an experience is so much more fulfilling in ways that aren't just like that substance, but just emotionally too.
Yeah, you feel a different way, because I notice even how I feel, like, if I make a meal and it just happens to all somewhat be the same color.
Yes.
You're like, hate that.
Yes.
I hate that. I was like, oh my God, this is all looks so bland.
Yeah.
You know, and I notice I'll even, because I have different colored plates, even though they're solid colors, I'll grab the plate that makes my food pop. You know, if I have white rice or something, you know, or something that's more in the yellow and orange, that's on there, I'm not going to plate it on any of like my yellow or orange,
right,
golden like type of plates. I'm going to grab my green or my blue or my purple.
Yeah.
You know, like and they're not like I said, there's not patterns or prints, there's colors, but I want it to pop. And I do have chargers. Those are fun. So sometimes I'll just throw it on the charger because those have prints and it just makes everything, you know, pop.
Right.
You know, and herbs, and I love edible flowers. I've had a problem finding them out here. I used to have them all the time in California. So
Yeah.
that's my goal, is when this weather kind of breaks, is to try to figure out how to get edible flowers again, because it just makes the place so pretty.
Yeah.
And you can eat it. But, yeah, just,
That's cool.
the little things like that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important. Like you said, it is a little thing, but I feel like all those little things add up to make such a huge difference. And I think sometimes, you know, we wait for other people or other things to like deliver us the feelings that we want. You've already said you love to experience beautiful things. You love to see that, and like taking time to recognize that, then you can find those little details to say, if I plate my food just like this, it is beautiful, and then that lights you up in so many other ways. And it's not something then that you're waiting on for an external reward for or fulfillment. Cool. I also love that your whole like food journey kind of started with making that one simple shift and stopping, you know, switching your lattes to your tea is kind of what triggered all of these other changes and shifts for you. And I think sometimes it seems so overwhelming when we realize that, you know, we've gotten to a place that maybe we don't really want to be physically or mentally, and it can seem like so daunting to try and like move from that. But I think if we remember like just one thing at a time, and like that the power of like one simple shift like that can kind of create that domino effect.
Yes, yeah. And you know, and it's crazy because for me, like I said, that was a big thing. Like that was something that my body, I was used to having Monday through Friday for years. 4 years, like I'm talking gold member since 2009. I was serious about this, like, and so that was a big change. But the thing is making that one big change for me and seeing the change that happened, like the results from that. I was like, man, it's like, imagine, okay, so all these little things, you know, that I'm not addicted to, accustomed to.
Yeah.
Imagine like what can happen from that.
Yeah.
And so that's what I, you know, start kind of looking and seeing where I can make those other changes, because I was able to conquer something that I thought mentally was going to not be possible. And it was so possible. It was so possible, because really what it was, my body was just still craving to be hydrated, to have something. And what it was, and also I noticed what was happening is I was using my venti soy chai latte, no water with whip. I was using that as breakfast. It was filling, so I did not eat breakfast. That was breakfast.
Yeah.
So then now there was a shift. It was like, okay, well now I need to eat something. So now I would have tea and water, but now I would have maybe oatmeal with seeds and berries.
Yeah.
I would have Greek yogurt and play with fruit, fresh fruit in it, and berries. I would have avocado toast. You know, I started to transition, because it was like I still need to eat something, because I noticed I was like, uh-oh, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You know, that was another thing. So I was like, okay, well, I'm hungry. I need to put something in my body that goes along with what I'm doing, which is the anti-inflammatory eating.
Yeah.
And I was making those choices. So also with that, so I was eating more and having better results. You know, and my energy changed. Brain fog was going away. I was able to focus more. I was also the energy thing. So like clockwork, about 2:30, 3 o'clock every day.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that was one of those things that you really think it's myth, urban legend.
Yeah.
But it's real. Like, you really sit back and evaluate your day and what you do at certain, it like clockwork, 2:30, 3 o'clock a day, I needed a snack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was sleepy. I wanted to take a nap, but, you know, and then you go get something that you should have, you know, have no business really eating.
Right.
You know, so I switched up, you know, kind of what my snacks were. I just made sure I had something.
Yeah.
And it just watching that, you know, it was funny. I remember a point where I realized it was 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I was used to a certain ritual that I needed to do something at the time, but then I realized because of what I was doing, I didn't need what I thought I needed. Like, I was fine. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not even sleepy right now. Like, I want to complain about being tired, but I can't even complain about being tired. I can't participate in the office conversation about, you know, being
tired and run down.
And exactly. I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. You know?
I think that too was probably, you know, with like your morning latte. Like, my husband is a huge coffee drinker, and he was recently told by someone he's working with, like, to cut back on coffee. And we talked about, like, okay, switch it with herbal tea or, you know, something, because like there's so much more, like you said, there's ritual around it, and there's that, like, it's like, what more do you get? Okay, it worked as a breakfast, it was your habit, but like it probably gave you, you know, some sense of comfort, and like you're attached to also like those feelings that you get. So I'm sure you did a great job of like replacing, you know, plating your food beautifully and doing all those things to add that those feelings that you were getting from that once you took that away.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's fun, you know. It definitely gives other people in the office something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's so cool. And you mentioned, tell me a little bit more about your program, because I know now that you have like this wisdom from going through this experience recently, you've kind of like made this cohesive program to share and to help and motivate other people. So can you talk a little bit about that?
I most definitely can. And it stems kind of back to that whole connection with food and family community. So I have designed a program called Soul Food Society. And I'm so excited about it. It's actually launching. We're going to go first round, and it's just going to be a good time. I'm corny, so people like corny things. Girl, if you like fun, fabulous food, you girl. So it's a transformative food and lifestyle program. We're going to go through Soul, which is the connection of and building and connecting with your mind, body, heart, and in your space, your environment. And we also transition from there. We go into food, and the focus on the food here is a 30-day reset using an anti-inflammatory eating style.
Yeah.
And so it's going through and doing it's not a juice cleanse. You're going to eat food. You're going to eat something with substance, but you're going to connect with it. But it's going to help deal with adult acne. Because I experienced that. I was like, where did this come from? And realized I just ate something, and my body reacted to it.
Yes.
You know, so it's going to deal with the brain fog. It's that weight loss, that little pooch of stuff that it just won't go away. Definitely improvement of sleep. And so we go through that and show you how easy it is. And then the next part is society. And what that really involved is how you can take these new feelings, these new habits, this transition, and implement it into your daily life, like honoring your food and plating it. You know, if you're in a cubicle all day, have that special glass that has that phrase on there that inspires you every time you drink water or you sip your tea, you know, motivates you. How to be comfortable when you go to others' homes who are entertaining, and how you can kind of bring, comfortably bring what you eat and what you do there. Maybe how to kind of, especially if it's something where, you're allowed to bring a dish, and show you dishes that you can bring that doesn't turn people off, but making sure you still have something to eat yourself.
Right.
And out at dinners and whatnot. And also understanding you still can enjoy food, but just have that understanding of what's going to happen when you eat certain things.
Right. Right.
And so it's going to have that. So even with the 30-day reset that's in there, it's going to have recipes, a meal plan, tips and tricks and resources. Also, there's going to be there's going to be education of what you're going through and what the anti-inflammatory and how that's, where that's resulting and coming from based off of the things that you're putting in your body. Understanding, why dairy is causing, certain reactions. Understanding the difference between nightshades, some education that I thought I knew, but I didn't know.
Right.
Or that was just helpful, like, why does soy create a muffin top? And it was like, when you understand that or hear it, it's like, okay.
That makes
and
sense.
Not very scientifically talk, I want to talk to you like you're my girlfriend, like we're just chatting, and I want that information to come off. And there's daily soul challenges, so every day as you're going through experiencing the transition through the meal plan, there's also an exercise for you to indulge in yourself. And the big part about this is, besides, like, the biggest thing is definitely, the anti-inflammatory diet, which is, it's crucial for those who are dealing with arthritis.
Absolutely.
And autoimmune. There's 80% of people are dealing with some sort of autoimmune.
I didn't know it was that high. That's crazy.
That's amazing. And leaky gut. So it's definitely, like, there's a special guide just on, it's gut check. Is what I'm calling gut check.
Yeah.
And we're just going to go in and be like, hey, this is what's going on in there, and how that connects to your brain. Like, they all connect. Like, it's amazing.
It really is. Yeah. As soon as I started learning about leaky gut, I was like, what is happening in there? And, like, oh my gosh. And like, I noticed, like, I started this journey with, like, crazy anxiety. And that has drastically shifted. And it shifts when I fall, like when I do make choices that aren't so wise. Like I find myself back into that. Definitely not as bad, but it definitely has an impact on the brain too. It's wild.
It does. It does, because for one, we're scared of change. Even the risk takers are scared of change when it's something that's comfortable.
Yes.
When it's still kind of your norm. As food and what you eat is your norm. It's you. It's your identity. When you're asking someone to make that change in regards to their identity, that can be difficult.
Yeah.
Especially for someone who already feels that they're eating correctly, like I did. And it was like, but I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Well, having a better understanding of, I need to do a reset every few months. It makes sense. It's like, okay, let me just I can do that.
Right.
I can do 30 days. I can do that. As long as you tell me I don't have to have juice all day, every day, I'm good. Mind you, I love my juices. I love my smoothies. But it's like,
some variety.
And again, I'm pescatarian, so I don't even eat chicken or red meat or anything like that. And even with the pescatarian diet for myself, I still only do that probably 3 days a week. 3-4 days a week. The other days I'm vegetarian.
Okay.
So it's just interesting. It's fun, and there's some education about how to implement plant-based living through food and also essential oils. Because again, this goes back to one of the things that I've learned from Gabby, Gabrielle Bernstein,
Yes,
girl,
rock star.
Yes. So there's future tripping, and it was something I got caught up in, and it was like, well, when I have enough money, I'll do this. Well, when I when I have this job or this title or this certification, it's that when I have this, then I'll do.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? If I keep doing that, I'll never do. I'll never do. And that's really where I kind of go back to the dreamers and doers. It's like, if you're always thinking and wishing and dreaming about what you want to do instead of actually doing it, then you're always going to be wishing and dreaming and wishing.
Yeah.
And you won't get to experience that shift, that change. You won't get to experience that you deserve to be, that you were meant to be. You're having these thoughts and these urges and these passions because there is something that you are supposed to be doing. So do it. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Perfect doesn't exist.
No.
It does not exist. It will be 99.999 to the infinite power, but it would never be 100%.
I hear ya. Good. That program sounds incredible.
World.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. I think is it available only locally or online as well?
It is online, so it
cool.
is it's an online e-course format.
Awesome.
The guides are in there. It is there's a private Facebook group that will the support where I'm in with you every day, and we're coaching the whole office hours in there. The program is only going to run quarterly.
Okay.
So it's kind of get in when you can, and and also with that it'll be seasonal. So it'll deal with what's going on that time. There's some revisions, but
cool.
Definitely.
Very cool. Other than time or money, what do you want more of?
Other than time and money, because that's big. People want financial freedom and location. You know what? Experience. That's really, because that's what all that's for.
Yeah.
It's to be able to experience. I want to experience culture. I want to experience food. I want to go all over the place and see the food and taste it and take it in. But with that, the culture, what that is giving the people who are serving that up, who are enjoying it, who are taking it in, where and how they. If they're on the beach or if you're on a vineyard, or if it's around a loud conversation of loving people and singing and song, or if it's just quietly in meditation and taking that moment in every breath to exist and just be. I want to experience life. I love
that's
that. What I want.
That's good. That's a good one.
That's what I want.
What about if you only had 5 minutes to create better wellness, what would you do?
Be happy.
That's a good one. Simple.
Yeah.
And
5 minutes of joy can be unbelievable.
Absolutely. And lastly, what's your favorite health habit?
I am a tea lover.
Yes, me too. I'm drinking some right now.
I'm a tea lover. I have all types of tea everywhere. I just discovered this blue tea. It's a butterfly pea flower, and it's literally blue. And you can have fun with it because as you add acid to it, it turns colors. It turns like purple, and the more acid you add to it, it turns a bright pink, and the acid is lemon. So, but this tea, having fun with flavors, and the aroma of tea is fabulous, but the effects it actually really does have on your body and different feelings and different moments of how it can heal you is amazing.
This has been so fun. I've really enjoyed talking with you. So thank you so much for being here and for really just sharing your passion with the world and keeping on that path that you're on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been so much fun chatting with you. This is amazing.
Good. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode of Gather for Wellness Radio. We'd greatly appreciate if you'd leave a review over on iTunes, Stitcher, or the blog. And don't forget to share this episode with your friends, family, and on social media. We hope you'll join us for the next episode, but until then, keep being awesome. The information provided on this podcast and on gatherforwellness.com is not intended to replace a one-on-one relationship with a qualified healthcare professional and is not intended to be taken as medical advice. Becky encourages you to make your own healthcare decisions based upon your research and in partnership with a qualified healthcare professional. The entire contents of this website and podcast are based upon the opinions of Becky Litwicki and her guests, unless otherwise noted. The information provided is for entertainment purposes only.